Howdy y'all, Dodge Whisperer here, your weekly Barracuda update, because hey, we've got no time left, and luckily there is now an engine in this car. So let's take a look how that happened. Got a lot of things kind of buttoned up on there. Most of the wiring's done, and best of all, headers actually fit. Who would have thought? A-body headers that fit. I wouldn't believe it if you told me. So let's take a look at the progress for this week and, just Barracuda progress report, because, well, things have to go quickly for this to work.
Alright, got it sitting in. Passenger side header in. We're going to attempt to stab this other header. Yeah, we're real close. So he's got the driver's side header in. Passenger side header in. Now we're installing the motor mounts back in.
I'm just going to loosely install a couple of bolts real quick. We'll see if we can drop it down and it'll line up.
There you go. Now we can adjust it.
It should.
Then we got to put a level on the motor. Hey, we don't want no slant 6 action happening in here. Never heard of a slant 380 crate.
Some bitches are going to be hard to get to.
That's what happens when you ask for my help. It always ends in regret. In my defense, none of this was my idea. None of it. I did exactly what he told me to. And the suggestions I gave...
This is all you and Blake's fault.
Oh, so now we're looking at the grand scheme of things. This whole car is Duddy and Bad Tree Productions' fault. Be sitting in your office watching YouTube, enjoying other people's drag racing videos, eating Cheetos, sipping Mountain Dew. That's right, Remy. That's right. He needs to get to work. Yeah, right. Oh yeah, transmission bolts are important. About got it all buttoned up in there. Oh, this video is going to be great with all that wind blowing in through that door.
Oh, yeah.
I see a lot of time lapse in your future, buddy.
Alrighty, there she is. We're fast forwarded a few days here, but as we can see, got a good portion of bracketry installed, a little bit of plumbing, got some wiring stuff going on for temperature sensors down there. Got it all routed under the intake pretty nice. Got a wire for an electric choke yet to be terminated. And we did get the radial carburetor back on also. Just kind of getting some fuel line stuff mocked up, making sure it's all going to fit the way we want it. And it's looking pretty good. Be doing braided 6AN lines. There's our big junction block. That's alternator fused. That's your into the car fused. And our run over here to all of our good stuff there that we've showed y'all in the past. Now, also, throttle linkage looks like it's going to work out pretty well. That was a pretty cool bracket from Mancini Racing right there to get your throttle cable hooked up on a Magnum series engine. Bolts to the 2 intake bolts. And headers. Look at that. They fit real well. Nice and snug around the steering gear. And we're about a 2 business card thickness from the torsion bars on both sides, which did take a little bit of tweaking on the engine mounts, but everything looks real nice. We've got clearance. I do really like these headers already, just because there's no tube right there to really make doing spark plugs a highly pain in the butt. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get it up in the air, guys. We'll look at starter placement with the headers and show y'all what's going on down there. Just yeah, it's real close. We've got like 3 more wires here. Got backup lights, we got neutral safety, starter solenoid, ground to the neutral safety switch, and our brake safety wire, whatever it does, I don't know. Turns on the little red brake light if it has issues. So let's get it up in the air and see about starter clearance. Alrighty, let's start with just some quick checks on this header clearance. And right there, we are very, very tight. May need a little bit of adjustment still, not sure. Can get a business card through it though, so there's hope. And this side, kind of the same situation. It's real tight, guys. A-body life. And I don't know that we're going to get it any better without a little bit of, old aggression on the header tubes. They may just have to live like that for now, but that's good enough. Now, let's look at starter clearance, because that's always a fun thing. As you can see, there is a slot here, and I believe we can get a starter in there. And I've already got my wire run. I think we'll be able to kind of run it back up towards the firewall. And we probably can even make these connections under the car without having to fish the entire starter wiring back up and through the firewall. So let's just get a starter mounted up in here and see how this is going to work with the headers. Let's see if this set of headers allows for remotely easy starter clearance. We do have the steering linkage out of the way here, which is probably cheating in the long run. I don't know that this will work with the steering linkage in, but hey, we can try that too. Main thing we want to see is, can we get this starter in here? I think it can be done, but it's one of those, you gotta do it exactly right. And yes, we can put a starter in there. Now let's see about this wiring. Also, yes, there is enough room to get a stubby wrench in there and tighten up our starter cables. So that's promising. I guess let's try and slide some steering linkage up in here and see if it's possible with yeah, that installed. I'm kind of have my doubts. but we'll see. Let's see if it'll come out. That's another situation all in itself. I'll get this starter wire back off and rotate, and she's out. So good clearance there for the starter. Let's see if steering linkage makes that any different. Steering linkage test fit number 1. We can get it on the idler arm, that's no problem. However, we will have to pull the pitman arm off the steering gearbox to get that hooked back up. There is no room to get that up and over that tie rod end. So that also means that the starter cannot come in and out of this vehicle without dropping steering linkage. And well, I guess nothing's perfect. A body life, I suppose. But at least the whole dang thing doesn't travel through the header tubes, which, well, that's worse. I'd rather get the pitman arm puller here, and that's pretty easy. So, yep, starter clearance, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Alrighty, so starter replacement will require a pitman arm puller, and we've already got that off of there, and I got it pulled down, and there is enough wiggle that with everything connected to passenger side of the car, you are gonna have to disconnect your driver's side tie rod, but that is enough room to get a starter in and out. Not ideal, but like I said, marginally better than the old Hedmans, that's for sure. So let's we gotta go ahead and get flex plate bolts tightened up here, and we can get a starter in, get some wires run to it, and we're one step closer. Well, I quickly realized that I'm just one person right now. There's absolutely no way I can hold that crankshaft and torque flex plate bolts at the same time. I'm talented, not that talented. So we're gonna have to wait for a little help. Larry the engineer is on his way back from the drive shaft shop for 2 drive shafts, so that's good. And we're gonna be starting this car up this weekend with any luck. So I'm gonna keep pecking away at the final little wiring stuff we gotta finish, try and get a radiator dropped in it, hook up some transmission cooler lines, you know, just basic stuff. The list is getting shorter, so we'll try and get a video out a little early next week. We'll see. And but we must continue because No Name Nationals is right around the corner, and this car has yet to run. Well, not for a few months anyway. So, if you're not already, make sure you subscribe, like, and share. We'll see you next time with a running Barracuda.